Hi, it's Lauren Perreault from RE/MAX with your weekly home update for the Portland metro area. Our data is now through the week ending May 19th. If you've been following my market updates in recent weeks, you'll know that I expected to see a lot of downward pressure on sale prices this month as a result of the extremely high interest rates for mortgages that we saw in April. In fact, these were the highest rates we've seen this year. Well, I was correct last week, but this week, not so much. In fact, when I saw the average sales price, I was so surprised. Let's take a quick look at the most recent stats and trends for Portland real estate market and see what happened. So the average sales price increased significantly. It was up 8% from the previous week's average and 5.4% from the same time last year. I was not expecting to see that, especially after last week's relatively low number. As I previously stated, our week-to-week statistics show a lot of big swings up and down, as shown in the graph. That's just the nature of dealing with smaller sets of numbers. So this week, I took a quick look at a larger trend. The average sales price from May 1st to today was around $638,000, which is approximately 2.7% higher than the same time period last year. So there's our overall trend. So far in May, buyer demand has been relatively flat compared to last week, but is still a decent number, and we have edged out the number of accepted offers we saw last year at this time. The rate locks people are finally starting to sell. Week after week, our measure of high intent buyers, those who are out looking at homes with our agents, increases. This week, the number of lockbox opens increased by a healthy 8.6% on the Oregon side of the border. However, we are still falling behind last year's numbers. So there are still fewer buyers looking, but more offers are being agreed upon by buyers and sellers each week. This year's buyers appear to be far more motivated than they were last year at this time. The supply numbers continue to grow. There was no change there. With 866 new listings, we've seen the most homes hit the market this year. We also saw a big uptick in price reductions, but mostly on the smaller end of the spectrum. There was roughly a 30% increase in the number of price reductions compared to the previous week. However, most of those increases were made up of small price reductions. The reductions were quite small, and we know this because the number of more substantial price reductions, those of $15,000 or more, remained relatively unchanged from the previous week. So the majority of the price reductions we saw were less than $15,000. The number of bank-owned homes on the market continues to moderate from the high we saw just a few weeks ago, and the number of notices of default issued, which is the first step in the foreclosure process, has also been relatively low in recent weeks, all of which is consistent with the trend we've been seeing over the last 18 months. Mortgage rates have fluctuated, mostly between 6.5% and 6.625% this week, which is the best case scenario we could find for a 30-year fixed mortgage. Most lenders offer rates of approximately 7% plus or minus. The best mortgage rate I could find here on last Friday was a hair higher. It was up another 1/8 of a percentage point, reaching 6.75%. Well, that's our wrap for this week. Thank you as always for joining me. Subscribe to our newsletter and YouTube channel, or give me a call at 503-683-1885 or send an email to lauren@pdxhomesforsale.com to make sure you don't miss any updates, and feel free to share the video with anyone who may be concerned or interested in the real estate market. Somebody might want to buy, they might want to invest. Have a great week, and I'll see you right here next week. Hope you had a good Memorial Day holiday.